If you thought this was going to go well, I am so sorry to disappoint you. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I am going to talk you through how my goals for 2023 are going so far. At the start of the year, I put together a little list of some things that I wanted to have ticked off by the end of December. And some of them have kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit. Some of them are not going super well, but some of them are kind of doing okay. First one on the list was to read 100 books in 2023, and I'm kind of on track. I am sitting right now at 46 books. The book that I am on presently will be my 47th. That means that I am just under halfway to the goal, just over halfway through the year. It does mean that I kind of need to kick myself up a little bit more. I need to try and prioritize reading a little bit more than going on my phone at night or playing The Sims after work. I kind of need to get back into track with reading. I feel that for the first half of this year, reading has kind of fallen to the wayside for me a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what the reason is. I think I just haven't spent as much time or as much energy on books as I have previously. It has kind of impacted some of the other goals that I have put on my list, but I'm going to try and make a little bit more of an effort to get more books read over the next couple of months. In tandem with that, I wanted to save €1 for every book that I've read, and so far this is going well. I have got my €46 in a little Revolut jar, ready for the end of the year. It's ready for even more money to come into it. I don't know how much I'm going to have by the end of this year, and when I get to the end of the year, I also don't know what I want to spend it on. But I do know that I have around €50 that I can play with already, which is pretty good so far. Speaking of 50, one of my other goals was to bring my physical TBR down to 50, and that's nowhere near. I have right now 86 books on my physical TBR, which means that I really need to up my physical reading. I have done a lot of audiobooks this year. I have done a couple of Kindle books this year, but I feel like my physical TBR has really fallen to the side. There are a couple of books that have just recently come on because it was my birthday at the end of June, so I got a couple of books as gifts. I bought myself a few books. I do need to make a little bit more of an effort to A, stop buying books, and B, start reading the books that I have already. Maybe I should do something like a shop my stash weekend or a month or so where I just read the physical books that are on my TBR and see how long that'll take me to get through it. I also wanted to use my library here in Berlin a little bit more often, and that went so badly that up until June I wasn't actually a member of the library. I went into my local library to actually check something out, and I wasn't necessarily on their system. My account had expired, and because I'd moved address since I had already set up my account, I needed to come back home, get my registration documents for the apartment that I live in now, and bring them back to the library and pay the yearly admin fee, and then I could start picking something out. So now that all of that has been ticked off, I'm going to go back into the library again in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have a look at what's there, but weirdly, I have been giving more to the library this year than I have been taking out of it. I've done a couple of unhauls this year, and I've brought a couple of books into my local library. So in a way, I have been kind of using my library a bit more, but not to read the books that they have. Something that is thankfully going pretty well is to complete the Pop Sugar and the Buzzword-a-thon reading challenges for this year. I've got all 6 of the Buzzword reading prompts up to June ticked off and done. As for the Pop Sugar reading challenge, I'm definitely over halfway. I think I've got about 26 or 7 of the prompts already ticked off, which is pretty good going. Some of the ones that I have left over are a little bit difficult for somebody who's mainly a romance reader. They want to have something that is a mythical creature. They want to have a book that has a map in it. These aren't necessarily things that appear in romance books very often. I have got a couple of ideas of what I could read for those prompts, but if you know of a book that has a map in it that I might enjoy, could you please leave me it in the comments, because I'm not really going well on that prompt. The final challenge that I set for myself was to read at least 2 NetGalley books a month, and that has not gone well at all. I have been much more requesting books than I have been actually reading them. I think right now I've got 88 books on my NetGalley shelf that need to be read and reviewed. It's not necessarily a lot considering I started the year with over 100. It is roughly the same amount of books that are on my physical TBR. So maybe I can also do another month, much like NetGalley November, where I just read books off my NetGalley shelf, where I try and clear those out as much as I can. Maybe I might even vlog it. That is a quick little update on how all of my goals are doing for the year of 2023. Some of them are doing a little bit better than others. Some of them have pretty much fallen apart. Are any of your goals doing as badly as mine, or are you pretty much on track with what you wanted to do? If you'd love to leave me a comment but you can't think of anything you'd like to say, then just leave me the green tick emoji. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.